Hi folks, my name is Damien Orangi and I'm an engineering technologist here with Dell Technologies. So as a quick recap, in the previous video, or first video in this series, we actually covered the installation of the client-side MultiPath Driver from Dell Technologies. And at the end of that video, by way of a basic test, we configured an NFS mount and we established 8 TCP connections to our NFS mount using the modified nconnect option available to us in this client-side driver. We verified this functionality on the PowerScale cluster. I'll leave a link in the description below of that video, or you can check out the playlist, the PowerScale playlist on this YouTube channel. So in this short demonstration, now that we have the multipath client driver set up and ready to go, and more importantly, we know that it works, let's delve a little bit deeper into the capabilities of this driver by incorporating the remote ports option, which allows us to aggregate the connection to multiple nodes within the cluster. This is going to further boost performance and ensure redundancy. So this video serves as a companion to a short technical blog which I wrote, and again I'll leave the description in the video below. Our aim will be to establish a connection from our Ubuntu host to each of our nodes in our 3-node PowerScale cluster over 8 TCP sockets. We'll utilize PowerScale's Smart Connect feature to achieve this, as OneFS Smart Connect feature is integral to this topology and can significantly enhance performance, load balancing, and high availability. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is log into our PowerScale cluster here, and I have Smart Connect already set up, but let's just go into network configuration here and verify that these settings are good and ready to go. I'm just going to click on edit settings here, and the Smart Connect service IP that I'm using is just a single IP for this test, so 10.181.99.231, and I have my DNS hostname configured to resolve to that IP address as well. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is actually go over to our NFS share and verify that we are ready to go. So I'm going to use the test multipath directory again, like I did in the first video, and make sure that I'm just limiting client access to one IP address for this demonstration. So that's our Ubuntu host IP address there. Okay, so straightforward enough. That's everything we need to do on the OneFS side of the house. Let's go over to our Ubuntu client now. Make sure that we can actually ping that IP address. Okay, good. So Smart Connect IP address is returning, and let's make sure we can actually resolve the host name of that Smart Connect IP address. There we go. So in my case, it's PowerScale Cluster 01 is the host name, and that's resolving to 99.231. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly check here if I have any NFS mounts from previous testing, which I don't, which is great. So I'm going to run the mount command now. So you can see here we've still going to use the nconnect equals 8 option, but more importantly we're going to use the new remote ports option, which is available on this driver. So I've put in the range .228 to 230, so that's going to give us 3 IP addresses, and then I'm mounting to the Smart Connect hostname and the share. So that's mounted now, and we can see here that our new NFS mount is connected successfully. Okay, so let's just jump over to the PowerScale cluster now, just to verify that. And here we can see now we've actually got 3 connections into the cluster from that single IP address, which is great. That's exactly what we wanted. So our Ubuntu host is actually set up 3 connections. So we're just going to do some I/O testing now, just to make sure that we actually get over those 3 connections, that we get our 8 TCP sessions more importantly. Okay, so here we go. So open connections 1 on the first, open connections 2 on the second one, and open connections 4. So 1 plus 2 plus 4. That's 7 connections so far, but now it's building up to 8 connections, as we can see. So that's exactly what we want when we're sending I/O. We know now that that's going over 8 TCP streams across 3 separate connections to our PowerScale cluster. That's certainly going to enhance performance and throughput, which is what we're looking to achieve by utilizing this driver. So there we have it, folks. We've demonstrated that we can configure a client to talk to multiple nodes in our PowerScale cluster across multiple TCP streams. By the way, the nconnect option supports up to 64 TCP streams currently. So in our next video, we'll configure RDMA instead of TCP, and we'll run some tests as well. So thank you for your time. My name is Damien Orangi, and we'll see you in the next one.